Imagine meeting someone who seems to help you heal from your past, and the same person kidnap you and inject a drug that paralyzes your entire body in just 20 minutes. You can move and can't even speak. How would you escape from this? Let's say in the movie Don't Move. The film begins with Iris lying on her bed beside her husband. After a moment, she slips out of bed, takes a knife from the drawer, and quietly leaves, leaving her phone behind. Driving through a forest, she eventually parks and hikes up a rocky mountain trail. When she reaches the top, she places a toy boat, a keepsake of her late son, at a memorial and carves his unfinished initial M into a tree. She stands at the edge, staring into the vastness as if she's about to jump. But before she can ask, a man named Richard approaches, breaking the silence with a conversation. She hesitates to talk, but then Richard begins to share his tragic story about a car accident with his girlfriend Chloe. Moved by his honesty, Iris finally opens up, revealing that her son Matthew died during a family hiking trip. After sharing this emotional moment, Iris and Richard descend the mountain together. At the parking lot, they say their goodbyes, and she reassures him that she wouldn't return to the hilltop, at least not today. But unexpectedly, Richard shows up with an umbrella and jabs it into her stomach, imitating an electric shock, causing her to collapse. When Iris regains consciousness, she tries to contact her husband, but Richard notices and tells her that there is no signal in this area. Iris tries to take out her pocket knife and distract Richard by talking about his girlfriend Chloe so that she can get the rope. In a bold move, Iris slashes her rope and attacks Richard, causing them to crash. She skips the car, but Richard follows her. He mentions that he injected her with the paralyzing agent, explaining that her body will slowly lose functioning over 20 minutes. Iris runs towards the forest, but as she attempts to count on her fingers, she struggles. She sets her watch for 20 minutes to track the medicine effect. Within 3 minutes, her legs give out entirely. She begins crawling, trying to hide from Richard. She hides inside a tree trunk, crawling with ants. Unable to bear the pain, she cries out. Hearing her cry, Richard approaches, but Iris leaps into the water, which carries her to someone's lawn. Now, she lost the ability to speak. Her muscles are unresponsive and her breathing becomes labored. An old man notices her and tries to communicate, but she can only blink. Realizing she can hear him, he moves her into his house and prepares to call 911. Suddenly, Richard arrives, explains that he and his wife Chloe was in a car accident and his wife is missing. The old man sits him down and asks what happened. In the conversation, Richard explains that his wife has a trauma, which is why he's searching for her, but the old man grows suspicions of him and a fight breaks out between the two. In the end, Richard stabs and kills the old man, and when he can't find Iris, he set the house on fire. Iris, who is actually hiding behind the sofa, alerts him to her location, drawing his attention to a window, and he takes her back to the car. While on their way, Richard receives a call, and surprisingly, it's his daughter and wife Chloe wanting to meet him. Richard stops near a gas station. Iris, who is in the car, using all her strength to unbuckle her seatbelt and ask for help, but just then Richard returns. Later, Richard goes to get his car towed, and suddenly an officer arrives to ask about the fire at the house. After questioning Richard, the officer goes to talk to Iris, who whispers help, but at the very moment, Richard attacks the officers with a chain, brutally killing him, and then blasts him along with his car. The effect of the drug are starting to wear off for Iris, and she can speak faintly. Richard takes her near a lake, and at the moment, Iris tries to inject him with the same drug, but she can't manage to push it in. Richard then brings her onto a boat. Iris tells him her wish is to float her son's toy boat in the lake, which is in her pocket. As Richard turns to get the boat, Iris grabs his knife and slashes his face, then rocks the boat and starting firing randomly with the gun, trying to kill Richard. Richard gets injured, falls off the boat. However, due to the gun firing, hole appears in the boat, causing it to start sinking. Despite this, Iris manages to survive as the effect of the drug wear off completely. That is it for today. Thank you for watching.